Chloe.
Yes, and this is Kylie.
Hi, Kylie. My name is Courtney, and this is Kim.
I think I spoke to you on the phone to set up the meeting.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you.
Sorry I was a little bit late. I got held up because of the elevator at Granville Street with the stroller. It's just, it's so hectic. I have to take a detour.
Oh, that's no problem. That's part of the reason why we wanted to talk to you today, because we wanted to see how transit affects families in Vancouver. So we really appreciate you taking the time to tell us your story.
And we can't wait for you to speak at our transit rally that we're having this weekend.
Oh, I didn't sign up for that. This stuff is kind of personal, and I'm already dreading talking about it, but nobody else is going to work to make a better system for her.
Sorry, Chloe. Courtney's getting a little bit ahead of herself here. What we actually wanted was just to learn about the negative experience you had. We can put the story together in a way where we can share it with the MVA members without making you relive the upsetting moments in front of all these people. We can be your voice.
I already have a voice, but I don't want someone to speak.
If you're comfortable, let's start by hearing what happened and then decide on how to act on it after. Courtney can ask you some questions, but you're more than welcome to stop at any time.
Okay, let's start with that. You can take notes, but I want to read them afterwards.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Absolutely. I can email them to you and ask you for your permission before I do decide to share it with anyone, as long as that's okay with you. So I have a consent form here to read through, and then you can sign it before we start the interview. Is that okay with you?
What do you think? Do we sign? All right.
Beautiful.
All right. Well, I guess we can start.
Great. So can you please tell me about your experiences with public transit since you've become a single mom? And how accessible do you find it?
Oh, well, my trip friggin' speaks for itself. I know there are laws about elevators and ramps. My whole trip can get messed up by a faulty elevator, a glitchy Faraday, or too many people on the elevator that can clearly walk. And that's one day that I can't afford to pay for trips. It gets more expensive every year.
Affordability is a huge issue. Can you tell me more about the time that transit has failed you?
1 month, my ex didn't pay child support, and it was time for Kylie's christening. I had to skip breakfast that morning to pay for the SkyTrain, and it was in such a rush. I lost the transfer ticket. When I got off the station near her church, I couldn't get out of the gate. I asked the security guard for help, and the asshole wrote a ticket for fare evasion with a $173 fine. He made me feel so small. I was late and in tears. By the time we got to the christening, my memories of a beautiful day are always going to be sad. I can barely afford rent, and if I did pay the ticket, it's going to go up by $100. It'll eventually go to collections. ICBC will block me from getting my license, and I'll be stuck on this crappy transit system forever.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Have you been able to figure out how to contest the ticket?
I mean, child care is expensive, and I don't have the time to show up in court and have them tell me I shouldn't have lost my ticket. BC is so wealthy. Transit should be cheap or free in the first place.
We've heard similar stories from other families too, and I understand why it's upsetting to talk about this kind of stuff. But we're hoping that stories like yours and other people's will be able to reach more than just Kim and myself. If it's hard to get into the MVA transit event for the weekend and you don't feel comfortable talking about your story and it's a bit too upsetting and sharing all those personal details in front of a live audience, maybe we can reach a compromise.
Well, I mean, I don't want to struggle for nothing, but I don't want to stand in front of a crowd and tell them I'm broke, share an emotional story, and probably cry.
How would you feel about us recording you telling your story, just like you told us, and then we can use it as a voiceover during a presentation with related images? That way we can keep you anonymous, and you would still get to use your own voice. You won't have to attend the event in this case, and it would help keep you keep your privacy. We might print some words into a transcript, and we're more than happy to cover the transit costs for you and pay you a living wage of $20.62 for every hour that you do decide to work with us.
Oh, that actually sounds really good. I want to help you guys change the system. That sounds like a safe way to do it.
Excellent. Thanks so much for helping us, and I'm glad that we've all been able to come to a compromise.
MVA, organizing for the common good. Yay!
trips. It gets more expensive every year.
Oh, affordability.
With your permission, Sharon can ask you some questions, and then we can stop at any time.
Courtney.
Darn it!
Thank you so much for helping us, and I'm glad that we're organized something that will come this way. Oh, that's no problem that you're.